time. Okay, brilliant. So Graduate Mentor is a one-to-one mentoring platform for students and graduates. This was launched back in August 2020, and since then we've hit various milestones in those 2 years. So I would say some of the biggest achievements we've hit are actually registering 2,700 students and graduates. So these are individuals who are from diverse, underrepresented or disadvantaged backgrounds who finding it very, very hard to launch their career. So they've actually used the program, connected with some of our brilliant mentors, of which we have over 270. And we've had many, many mentoring sessions. So these sessions have ranged from brainstorming ideas about careers, talking about interview preparation, improving your CV, and many, many other things. But being able to use this platform, connect with mentors from a variety of different backgrounds, has been absolutely transformative for many individuals who've used the service, which is entirely free. We don't charge mentees, we don't charge mentors. We have some sponsors who are kindly providing some financial contributions to make sure that we sustain this for future generations. Now, we try and reach out to our mentees to find out how their experience has been, and then we post their success stories on the platform. So we've got around 20 success stories from a variety of different individuals who've had successful sessions and been able to find work and start their career. So that's extremely satisfying. And along the way, we also run various skills webinars. One of the most successful was with EY. We had a week's long workshop with various EY representatives talking about financial services, how to improve your CV, what happens in assessment centres, and that kind of thing. And this is one of those webinars with a slight difference, because we wanted to have one of our mentees actually talk about his experience using the platform. So I would like to pass over to Mohammed, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about some of the sessions that he had with Graduate Mentor and how he was able to start his career. So I'm delighted to welcome Mohammed to the webinar, and he's going to start sharing some of his slides. Now, if you do have any questions, do use the chat box. I'll be going through those at the end, and if we do have time, we'll put those questions to Mohammed. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to hand over to Mohammed. Over to you.
Let me just share my screen, right?
Sure.
Sure. Dan, can you do it? I don't think I
sure.
have any option over here.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I've got it here.
I'll keep on telling you when you have to move on to the next slide, right?
Yeah, of course, no problem. 1 second. Let's share my screen. There we are. Okay.
Yeah, so here you go. Yeah. First of all, it's like my very first time that I'm getting this kind of attention. So wherever I start, just ignore me, right? So yeah, Dan, can you move on to the next slide, please? Yeah. So yeah, my name is Mohammed Khan, and I got graduated in economics and accounting from Queen's University, Belfast in 2021. And just recently, I have started working as an audit trainee at Kpmg. And additionally, I'm also working on my website for articles posting. Like on my site, I love to read articles about different social issues and about economics as well. Can you please move on to the next slide? Done. So yeah, I'll give you a little background. Let's go a little bit back. It is important to mention that I was already aware of the fact that to get a job in UK would be hard for an international student like me, because I've seen many of my friends leaving the country despite their relentless attitude towards job hunt. So right after my graduation, I took an approach to get a job, which I would never recommend to anybody, because I used to apply as many jobs as possible. I had a threshold in my mind, like I have to apply 30 applications a day, but it's not like it is not going to take you anywhere. Even I got a chance to get some temporary finance roles, but it will never take you any further. Next slide, please. So yeah, one day I realized it is not going to take me any further. So there was a need to reevaluate my strategy. And one of my friend, he gave me an advice to work on my networking. So as a result, I came up with a plan which was not only going to help me in building my network, but would also show my positive mindset to the outside world. And can you please move on to the next slide, Dan? Yeah, so I think some of you who know me knows that I went to Leeds City Centre during the office hours with my whiteboard mentioning my degree, as you can see over here, and it had a barcode as well, which was leading to my LinkedIn profile. So as a result, I was able to meet one of the beautiful ladies who is also part of this webinar. Hello, Tanya. It is so nice of her that she stopped by and had a quick chat about my career aspiration. So she took a photo of me and uploaded it on her LinkedIn, through which I was able to build professional relationship with Zia Rizvi, Sally Walker, and Dan Hayes. So can you please move on to the next slide? Now I'll show you. I know this kind of these slides are actually messed up over here, but I made the good one. I don't know what happened to the slides. Anyway, so what impact it had. After this act, I was able to learn from one of the best people on earth, because they have like extensive experience in what they do. I would again like to thank Zia, who helped me in preparation of my CV. And I would also again like to thank Sally Walker, because she helped me with my interview preparation. And through their counseling and mentoring, I was able to secure my dream position, like my dream job at Kpmg. So yeah, can you move on to the next slide, Dan? So yeah, I'll tell you some tips that I would like to share with you guys. Just always remember that quality is always better than quantity. Always tailor your CV according to a description. Don't make a mistake, which I did at the start. And even if you have to prepare for your interviews, right? So you have to tailor accordingly. Like, what's the job description? What do I need to tell? Like, and secondly, if you want anything in life, just try to give your every piece to it. Try to condition yourself to be more involved in the process. And once you are satisfied with the amount of effort that you have put in, then just be patient, because it will naturally lead you to those people who are willing to give you the positives of this world. In my case, an empathetic lady named Ashley Connolly from KPMG approached me with a suggestion of job where I'm currently in. So just always remember, any right approach that we take in our life works hand in hand with the guidance from the right people around us. Otherwise, no one alone is better off. So yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, thank you, Dan. If you have any question, just unmute your mic or just pop it in the chat. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mohammed, for that presentation. We'd now like to find out step by step how you went through mentoring. So let's find out more about how you came upon the site, how you searched for mentors.
Sorry, Dan, I can't hear you properly. Can you come closer to the mic, please? Because maybe I have a speaker issue as well. Yeah.
Sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, that's lovely.
Brilliant. If you could explain to our attendees a little bit more now about the process that you went through on Graduate Mentor. So talk about, when you went on the platform, how you searched for mentors, how you booked your sessions, what you talked about, and, some of the topics that you covered to lead you up to this point.
To be honest, I think Zia was the one who approached me. Well, oh, he was the one who was actually so much willing to book me free sessions, and he was the one who tried to, give me counseling all over my like job hunt, and he used to tailor my CV. He used to just book sessions like every week so that I have a proper CV before I apply for jobs. And the thing is, uh, I didn't go to the graduate mentor thing because Tanya was the one who helped me to meet Zia. After that,
Yeah.
Zia, to be honest, I didn't know about graduate mentor until Zia Rizvi approached me, right? So he was so much, helpful in all the process, and yeah, that's about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Zia's one of our mentors on the platform, and he's helped countless students and graduates. He's absolutely brilliant.
And
Uh,
I
yeah.
sorry, I also want to mention one more thing. Zia has been helping my other friends as well, and he has been approaching me like, do you have any other friends who are coming from a similar background who needs help? So he has been very, very helpful. Yeah.
Brilliant. Let's talk about your CV then. So, you'd applied for lots of jobs, and you were getting rejections, and you decided you needed to review your CV. So that was the first meeting, wasn't it,
Yeah.
with Zia? Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit how that went? How long did it take? Did you do it over Zoom, or
Yeah.
did he see your CV beforehand? Just explain some of the details for our attendees.
Yeah, I sent him my CV because he asked me for my CV, and
Okay.
I sent him over an email. And after that, he used to book sessions on Zoom with me. And when he saw my CV, he just took out some words because he felt like it's there was of the words are of no use, and he actually gave me some tips about like what kind of terms that you have to use, like the verbs that you have to use in your CV. Like you should also include because I'm related to a financial background in your CV. Your CV must be tailored to some kind of things that you have done, so you can quantify the effects. Like just imagine, I was a president at South Asian Student Society at Queen's University. So he
Yeah.
was the one who advised me to put the figures in it, like when you were the president of society, and how did it impact financially, like because I was able to profit like 3,000 pounds a year in a academic year.
Yeah.
So he was the one who told me that I should put these figures like financially, right? So yeah.
Brilliant. So he told you about some of the words to take out and some of the words to put in that would really resonate with a selector.
Yeah.
And secondly, he talked about quantifying some of your achievements, which is really important because it's quite easy to say, I I achieved something, but if you don't actually quantify, how it started and where it ended, it can be quite hard for the selector to see what you did to make a difference. So that's really, really important for our attendees. The words you use and also quantifying some of your achievements. So that's good. So Zia helped get your CV into shape. What was the next step?
The next step was Sally was the one who approached me afterwards because she
Right.
wanted to give me some interview tips.
Yep.
So she gave me around like two sessions, and it had a great impact. In just two sessions, I was able to get into KPMG because I had two of the interviews with them. One of them was with the HR, and one of them was with the senior manager over here. So she actually, what she used to do was she used to ask me questions, like the questions usually the interviewers are willing to ask to the interviewees.
Yep.
So she used to give me different situations. She used to challenge me with the different situations so that I can get better on my interview skills. Yeah.
Brilliant. So you had mock interviews with Sally, another mentor.
Exactly. Yep.
Great. And that was done over Zoom again, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was done over Zoom. Yep.
Good. So all the while, this is building your confidence. You're feeling
Exactly.
better about, your employability and presenting yourself to such a big company like KPMG. So, a lot of our attendees are going to want to know how did you get into KPMG in the first place?
So Ashley was the one when she saw my post on LinkedIn, she
Yeah.
was the one who approached me, and she sent me a link to apply uh, as an audit trainee. But the thing is, as soon as I applied over there, there is an automated reply came to me, like they rejected me right afterwards, to be
Oh,
honest. And then
right.
yeah, I contacted Ashley again. Like I got a rejection right afterwards when I applied. I had to actually fill in all the options. Everybody has been through that thing. So I also had to hand over my cover letter. And after that, when they sent me a rejection, she told me like you just have to ignore it. And then afterwards I had to go through a test, a psychometric test. Once I was done with the psychometric testing, I went to the first interview with the HR, and afterwards I went to the final interview. And so after that I have to wait around like for like 2 months.
Yeah.
And I was doing another job in London, and obviously KPMG was my dream, to be honest. So when I got an offer from them, I had to leave them. Yeah.
Great.
So that is how. Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, LinkedIn's a fantastic
Yeah.
route to find work, and clearly, Ashley saw your photo, saw that you were very capable, and you had, a bit of creativity and initiative to do what you did in the city centre there, and she made the connection. That's absolutely wonderful. What's interesting that you say there is that you got an automatic rejection email, but she told you to ignore it, which, for most people, getting a rejection email
Exactly.
is the last thing you want to see. And, you then give up and look elsewhere. So that's very interesting. That,
that,
that
that
was, yeah.
that is why I was trying to emphasize more on networking. Because just imagine if I didn't know Ashley and I applied to the KPMG portal, I would have been received this rejection right away. So that's the thing. Like everybody has to work on their networking, and I think that's the really important thing over here.
Brilliant. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Networking is key. And speaking with mentors leads to other things and other connections and people they know. So it's all part of the process, really, and it all fell into place for you. So you did your psychometric test, and then you said, did you say you had to wait a couple of months?
Yeah, I had to wait for like 1.5 months for my job contract. Yeah.
Right. And have you started there now?
Yeah, it's my second week. Yep.
Second week.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I also started studying for my ACC as well. I have been taking classes. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I'm so pleased that you're able to use your degree and clearly put your skills into practice and get your career journey off to the best possible start. And we're delighted that Zia, one of our graduate mentors, was able to intervene and steer you and help and prepare you. And then also Ashley and Sally were also there to help. So, combined, you had excellent support. And we do wish you all the very best. And we appreciate you coming along today. Second week of your
Thank
new
you.
job, and you've never done this before. So thank you very, very much, Mohammed. We've got time now for a few questions,
Yeah.
of which I've noticed come through on the chat. If that's okay for the next 10 minutes, can we put some questions to you, Mohammed?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you. We've got a question here from Eman. Thank you. When I do interviews, I tend not to go into a lot of detail in my answers. Do you recommend writing out sample answers to common questions and memorizing them just so you've got something to say if you struggle during the interview? So, having questions pre-prepared, is that a good thing? Did you do that?
To be honest, I used to write my answers, and whenever they, like, this was the approach that I took before. And I think we shouldn't do it, because the thing is, uh, if the question is slightly different, you can't just answer in the same way. That's the best thing you should do is like prepare for your answers, right? And just keep on revising it. And even if the question is subtly different, you can you can manage.
Yeah, that's brilliant advice, and it's definitely worth having these mock interviews. So,
Exactly.
with a mentor, with a friend or a parent, and they can throw random questions at you, and you're better prepared then, rather than trying to memorize, 10, 20 answers to the typical kind of questions. That might make you more nervous, but it definitely helps to prepare for the big obvious questions that you're going to get, and put yourself in those situations before you actually go into the interview for proper. I hope that's helped you, Iman. There.
One more thing that I want to add on this point is,
Sure.
like, you just have to know about the situation, because they're testing your behavioral skills. Like, if just imagine there is a common question everybody asks it, like, how do you perform under pressure, right?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be like uh, you should always memorize the situation, not the answer. Are you getting the point? Like,
Yes. Brilliant. Okay, that's a really good answer. Yeah. Okay, we've got another question from Abul.
Yeah.
Does KPMG offer visa sponsorship for international students?
Yes, they do. And if you're applying in UK, I'm talking about England and Scotland. I don't know about Wales and but Northern Ireland, they don't do it. But if you talk about England and Scotland, they do. And where I am right now, I'm actually in an island, Jersey. It's a part of Crown dependency. They didn't used to do it, but this is the very first time that they did for me, and I'm quite thankful for them. Yeah.
Brilliant. That's good to know.
Yeah.
And we've got a question here from Matthew. Would you recommend looking solely for graduate roles or going down a temporary role path, knowing that the 2022 graduate season is coming to an end?
Yeah. Even I actually had some of the temporary roles before my permanent role. Obviously, any kind of experience is helpful, right?
Yeah.
So I think any kind of experience, if you have an opportunity, just take it, just grab it, and just keep on applying for your dream roles, for your dream positions that you want to achieve. Yeah.
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 I mean, ideally, you want the dream job, and it should never forget about that. But there are other routes to finding that dream job, and it might be a temping role that then leads to a permanent role, or quite a few graduate recruiters, although the season is over, they sometimes have shortfall. So
Yeah.
go back to those big recruiters who launched their campaign last autumn, because now they might have people who don't accept job offers or don't turn up on the first day, all these kind of things, which mean they do have last minute roles on their graduate programs. So Matthew, definitely consider that. Go back to the big recruiters, but also keep an eye on those temporary, maybe non-graduate roles as a kind of a way in through the back door. But like you say, Mohammed, keep going. That's the key.
Yeah.
We've got a few minutes left. We've got another question here from Amara. Thank you for your question. Thank you for sharing your journey, Mohammed. How would you suggest going about connecting with KPMG recruiters?
To be honest, I don't know about any designated KPMG recruiter myself, because Ashley was the one who was working with KPMG, and she was the one who approached me with the with the job. So, uh, but there are some of the guys I I know, but they're more, experienced in the industry kind of. If you want to go into industry, they're more tailored towards that option. Sorry about that. I don't know about this.
Yeah. Well, we've got over 270 mentors on the platform. So if you visit that and search on accounting or financial services, you will find someone very, very senior in one of those big firms. So just like you're able to connect with Zia, who's got a background in financial services and a fantastic network, I definitely go on the program and have a search and connect with one of our mentors and start there. We've got another question here from Tanya.
Yeah.
Having had this experience, would you consider being a peer mentor yourself?
To be honest, that's a good question though. Like, I feel like because the kind of help that I have received from different diverse people, and I'm very thankful to them. And this is because Zia mentioned it to me when I got an offer from KPMG. He advised me to help other people as well at the same time. I feel like, because obviously it has to be two-way. Like you must also, because there is another lady is a part of this webinar, Dipali. I'm trying to help her at the same time, and I'm trying to give my best. I'm trying to give my whatever. Like, I know I'm not very experienced, but still the best that I can give, so that people can get their jobs, because I have seen my friends leaving this country without a job, despite their relentless attitudes. But yeah, later in life, I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, you've had a great start to your career, and I'm sure you'll have lots to share and give back, years down the line, and also give a helping hand to another graduate. So we've got one other question here from Amir. Thank you for sharing your journey. I've got a question regarding work experience. Would you say that a degree itself is enough to get a graduate job, or that a lack of relevant work experience hinders your chances? I feel that 2020 graduates could not get these opportunities for internships or placements, obviously because of the pandemic and the lockdown. Hardly any part-time roles, internships, work experience, placements were available, but I certainly think that employers do understand that, but they do want to see something on your CV. What would you say, Mohammed, about work experience?
Because there was another question he asked me about the temporary kind of roles, right? That is why
Yeah,
that is why I said you have to do it, because you have to populate your CV, and that's a very good thing. Whatever kind of job that you're doing, it must come. It must come on your CV. So even if you're not getting a graduate role right now, but I would recommend that you should go for temporary roles related to your degree. And even I got an internship offer, because during 2019 summers, but COVID came in, so I had to go back, and they gave me an offer for internship, but due to the COVID, they said we are actually trying to fire our people, so we can't give you an opportunity. So
no,
so
it's
yeah,
very tough.
yeah, that was very tough. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a couple of questions before we run out of time. I know we are due to finish it shortly, so let's get to these questions here. This one's from Deb. Before going to any country for studying, is it absolutely essential to secure PR-ship first? What do you say? Do you mean sponsorship first?
Yeah.
I think she means sponsorship. Yeah.
I didn't get the question, because if
hello, Mohammed, can you hear me?
yeah,
Yes,
I can.
hello.
Hello.
Yes, I am Devraj here. I have only typed the question, so let me tell you very briefly.
Yeah.
See, I studied in Anglia Ruskin University in Essex from 2018 to 20, and at that time there was no post-study work visa,
Yeah.
so I had to come back. Now from India, I have applied to many jobs over the UK and Europe over the last 2 years. Now the tricky part is the roles for which they are giving tier 2 skilled worker sponsorship is senior roles, asking for minimum 5 years of experience, and for the entry level roles for beginners there are no sponsorships. So that is the tricky thing, and as we didn't have the post study work visa to gain any internship or these things, so now I get the whole idea. So before we go to any country, now regardless of whether they are giving post-study work visa or not, first we should secure permanent residency or PRship, and then only we should go for studying, because it's a guarantee that we are going to stay there for a minimum of 5 years, and there is no restrictions, 20 hours per week, 40 hours per week, as a nothing like that. And then the work would be smooth and hassle free. Now the educational agents, definitely they are not going to share this with us, as they are going to have huge referral fees as their commission for this. So after my 2 years in the UK, so then I come to know this trick. So I am again planning to go either UK or Australia or Canada, whichever it is. So planning to get the permanent residency first of the country where I am going. Then only I would go to either study or apply for jobs, whichever it is. So please tell me.
Thank you for explaining that.
I have a question for you. What kind of roles are you looking for? Are you looking for finance-related roles or engineering roles?
No. Good question. I am a medical doctor by profession, and I have studied Master of Public Health from Anglia Ruskin University. So I am looking for roles, healthcare-based roles, probably public health within the council, city council-based or NHS-based anywhere in the UK.
Jan, I have lack of information about these kind of roles, but if you talk about financial roles, because when I started with KPMG, there are many guys who are coming from India or Pakistan or South Asian countries. You're right, actually. They sponsor you on the managerial positions, not the graduate roles. So yeah, that's the thing. Because obviously they have their students over here as well, I guess. They have to accommodate them first. And for the managerial positions, they're giving sponsorships. But for the graduate roles, they're very, I think, I haven't seen anybody coming on a graduate role over here and they're giving sponsorship. But you're right, you have to get the sponsorship to be here if you're outside UK.
Brilliant. Thank you for that.
That is the tricky thing which I have found out, because for the beginner level junior roles, there is no sponsorship. And so this is a huge truth which the educational agents have hidden to us. If I knew this before, I wouldn't have invested £20,000 for a single year season in the UK. So it was a huge toll on our financial as a part also. Right. And moreover, they have hidden the fact that in Germany, especially in the public universities, government-run universities, education is absolutely free. And no agent helps to get in Germany because there is no tuition fees, and so there is no commission for them. So the whole thing is very tricky indeed, dear.
Yes, I would recommend you should have a extensive experience, like 3-4 years experience, and then you can apply if you want to come over here. I think.
Yes, Mohammed, a good suggestion. Now here also this thing, I have been trying in the same time to get in some Indian firms also. In these public health based roles, in this, for example, Indeed, Monster, these all websites have their Indian versions also. Now the thing is that in majority, as India has also got developed in the last 10 years, they are not preferring degrees from UK or USA. In interview, the first question they would ask, why have you started from UK and why not India? If you have invested the money in India, it would have helped in the economy of our country. So obviously, if I again come to study in USA or Australia and then apply in India, and if they ask the same thing in interview, then what would I answer? Now you tell me.
I think you should approach them with the. Actually, that's a tricky question, I know, but.
Moreover, in many cases, they are not accepting only the UK degrees. So that is the thing. So first we have to secure permanent residency, and then go to that country. Now you start studying or do work or do business independent, whichever it is, so that you can apply their degree on their country only to earn some money. Now, frankly speaking, if I didn't have a degree in medicine, earning money would have become really, really difficult now. So in India, we call it MBBS. And I have been working as an independent general physician as well as an assistant surgeon. So that's why I have managed in these last 2 years. Otherwise, for a ordinary person, he would have gone bankrupt.
Yeah, true.
Mohammed, thank you for joining us today, and we do wish you all the success in your new job. And for everyone who's come along today, this has been recorded, so you can go back, listen to what Mohammed has said and go back through his slides. And I'd strongly encourage all of you to go onto the platform, connect with some of our mentors and have some of these discussions. If it's about brainstorming, about your CV, interviews, psychometric tests, whatever it is, there will be a mentor who's available to help you. So thank you everyone for coming along today. We'll send details of our next workshop, which will be at the end of September. So we do hope you can join us for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dan, for calling me over here. Trust me, it means a lot. And this kind of attention I have never seen in my life. So it's like, it looks unreal, to be honest. Yeah. So thank you again. Thank you everybody for listening to me. Yeah.
I have one question. Can I ask it?
Yeah.
Do you offer any accounting apprenticeships for 16 to 17-year-olds? For like those who just finished their GCSEs?
Yeah, actually, I have many of the because many of my fellows who are working with me at Kpmg, they're coming from this kind of route. There's not GCSEs, but they have done their A levels and they have started with me over here as an audit trainees. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would that be on your website if there are any like GCSE ones? Or would you recommend doing A levels first and then doing the apprenticeship?
To be honest, I don't know, but I've heard like you can go, you can actually do your GCSEs as well, and right afterwards you can apply for the roles. And yes, I think you should go on their websites. Even Deloitte does it, EY, all Big Four does it. Yeah, so you can actually try that. Yeah.
I have a question, if possible.
Yes, please.
Do you offer any like paid internships for fresh graduates?
Sorry, are you asking me, right?
Yeah, like does KPMG or the company you work in, do they offer paid internships like for new grads?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Would it
It's one of their biggest programs that they do over here in the UK.
Okay, is it for international students or only UK residents?
No, for everybody, yeah. And the thing is, I think it's a better approach if you do your internship first. That is why it was really hard for me at first, because if you have done your internship, right, it's actually better, and they're gonna see your performance. They're gonna evaluate your performance while you were doing their internship. And because one of my friend, he did his internship with EY, and right afterwards, when he got graduated, he got an offer as well. So yeah.
Okay. So if I want to apply, I can apply on their website, right?
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
it's not about Big Four, and there are many other big companies as well, like RSM, BDO, and these kind of companies as well. You can apply over there too.
Oh, thank you.
No problem at all.
All right. Okay, it's a wrap. Thank you for sharing, Mohammed, and thank you everyone for coming along.
Thank you so much, Dan. Take care.
Well.